go check the mailbox out, see if I got anything. Oh, looks like we got a package of some sort. Yeah. Nothing else. So let's go back to the room and see what I got here. Well, let's see what I have here from the post office. Got in the mail. Fulfillment company in Indianapolis, doesn't say name. Guess the only way I'll know what it is to open it. It feels like cloth of some kind, I don't know. Occasionally I get something in the mail. I don't know what it is until I get it open. Oh, it's a t-shirt, looks like. Let's see if there's any papers in here with it. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Now I know what it is. I got a note with one of my as a comment on one of my other videos from a subscriber who says, "I'm sending you a little gift." That was, well, I don't know, a month ago at least. It was before I was sick in the hospital for 2 weeks. Size 2XL, right size for me, all that. I'm a grumpy old man. I was born in November. I'm too old to fight, too slow to run, so I'll just shoot you and be done with it. Well, I don't know about the shooting someone. I've carried heat a long time in my life, and I've never come close to needing to use it. But I don't know if I should. The only thing that I'd use it over is to keep from getting beat up by some young guy, take my vehicle, take my money, or even try to take my life. I would pull out the heat then. But besides that, I'm not going to mention the subscriber's name on the article here, but they know who they are, and I'll notify them personally and thank them for it. And this is such a neat gift here. The printing is all on the back of it. Fruit of the Loom. 100% cotton. Don't know when I'll wear this. Probably a party here at the villas will have a chance to wear it. But you know who you are, and I want to thank you for this very thoughtful gift. It comes at such a great time. Last month has been tough for me. I had 2 weeks in the hospital, and at least it wasn't the Corona-19 virus. It was part of lymphedema. Finally got that all cured up, and they changed a lot of my medications, and I feel better. In fact, I went to the doctor this morning, and I'm now down to 201 pounds. I've lost about 25 pounds, and I feel good. And the only ache or pain I have is on my knee. If I turn it just wrong, I have to wear a brace now. Blew out the meniscus in my left knee, and the doctor said I'm too old for a knee replacement, and he's just gonna let me wear a brace and take care of it, and that's it. But this is a good time for a story. When I left Sears in the suit and tie business of selling toilet seats, I started writing short stories for magazines, freelance. They paid fairly well for it, and the only thing about it, 85% of the magazines that were published in those days are no longer around, and if a magazine wants a story, they call up one of their employees and say, here's what I want a story about, write it, and that way they don't have to pay extra for it. But I kept a lot of those stories. I kept the manuscripts on the early ones, and then later when I got a really early computer for writing, I kept them on 5-inch floppy disks, and one time I got them all out and put them together into a book called The Day the Mules Went Crazy, and there's 55 stories in that, and this book here was published by Lulu Press. It can be ordered out of there if you want it. It's about $10. I don't remember, but anyway, it's a collection of these stories. But the cheap way, just go to my website, just jimforeman.com, and you'll find them all published in there and everything. But anyway, this is a story. It came to the little town where we lived, and I was walking home from school, and a little cloud popped up there and began to look kind of thunder-like, and it spawned a little rope-like tornado, and it spun around through the town there and on out. And about that time I came to Barrett's dairy barn, and it was a long barn, and he had this old horse he called Old Granddad, and it was that horse would jump over anything, and it was tied with a long rope in the front of the barn, in the corral in front of the barn there, and so it could jump from one corral to the other, and but it couldn't get away. At any rate, though, I untied that rope, laid it around behind the barn, threw the rope over the top of the barn, tied it back just like it was before, and there was the rope up over the barn. I was going to have the story of the horse that jumped over the barn. Well, that tornado came through town, and all of a sudden Mr. Barrett was downtown telling about what had happened at his place, that the tornado had blown his horse over the barn. So everybody went around down there, and sure enough, there was a horse standing in the stack lot back behind and a rope over the top of the barn. And I don't know, even maybe today you can go into the little town of Stinnett where I grew up, and that story will still be drifting around there about the tornado that blew the horse over the barn. But another thing I wanted to mention is the number of restaurants that we're going to lose on account of this, the way people are changing their lives for this virus that's got us in its grips. People that's supposed to be smart in that sort of thing say that when it's all over, 50% of the food service facilities will be gone. That's all the way from the sit down with white tablecloths and silver and fancy napkins, all the way down to the walk up to the window, order and leave. They just can't survive on the income that they can generate doing less than half the business they had been. The sit-down restaurants are limited to the number of people they can have in, and they had been living on a day-to-day basis, and then this thing comes along and it's wiping them out. You find a lot of them that says closed temporarily, but if you look through the window, you see that the furniture is stacked and they're never going to open again. And it's unfortunate. So what you ought to do is start learning to cook yourself. That's my main videos are on how to cook for a couple people, and you might enjoy some of them. But I saw a sign for Denny's, one of the oldest combination drive-in, come in and sit down and eat restaurants there is around. They've been around since back in the 50s, and I shot this picture of it. You might enjoy it. But God bless America, God bless Texas, and you folks have a great day. Bye.